They might see this as a relatively straightforward fixture, but obviously you warn against that.
Well, you press the refresh button, don't you? You know, it's one of those, everybody's got similar hopes at the start of a campaign, and like I say, game one, we will look forward to it. New experience for us, and again, can't wait to get started really. No, it was good. I thought it was really good. And now we've got an experience of winning here early on, which is outstanding. It's like everybody's moved house. It's like moving house, and you, whilst the environment's a little bit different, you get used to it pretty quickly. So winning helps, and we can move forward. The thing for me was we didn't know what it was going to be like. The journey in, you know, all those things. They'd taken it in their stride, and I thought to a man they were outstanding. They've only been together 5 weeks, and that was really, really encouraging.
Matt, first of all, welcome to Coventry. How does it feel to get the deal done?
Yeah, no, it happened very, very, very quickly. First heard about it really on Saturday. The size of Coventry comes in for you. It was a no-brainer really.
From a selfish point of view, is now the time to play Bolton?
I honestly think that we have to take that out of the equation and concentrate on us, because you know what football's like, it can kick you in the teeth. We're concentrating totally on us. We've had a really good week's training, we're ready to play.
Seems to have been disallowed. I've no clue why. The goal's been disallowed. It's a free kick to Bolton Wanderers.
You said you've seen them back. Which ones have you seen?
All of them. Shipley's one is possibly debatable because there's a flick to him, but even so, it's his big toe, you know, which is unbelievable. Linesman hadn't given it. His flag went up late. You know, there's communication on the second one for Bakayoko when he scored. He's behind Zuma. Jordi Awula possibly should score, but he's bounced it onto Bakayoko, who's put it in the net, and that looks onside for all the world. And Maxis is offside. You know, he's gone into positions, but the fact that we've gone into really good positions a number of times and haven't scored, you know, is something that we have to improve on.
Yeah, turning our attentions to Bristol Rovers tomorrow.
They're a good side, I think. You know, they're a team that have got a lot of experience in there, and you know, players that we know as well, because there's obviously Johnson, Clark Harris, and Tom Davis is in there, Abu Agogo's in the team. For us, it's about us and going to try and improve on what we've done. I think they've had a great result in midweek, we've had a great result in midweek, and you know, confidence in both teams should be high.
Ripley, come on! He's been on the pitch about 30 seconds! Remain just! What a goal! And six! What a goal! The most goal on that corner! Easy!
Jordan, your thoughts on that victory?
Yeah, buzzing for that. I mean, all the lads are keeping the run going now, and it's just about momentum and keeping them clean sheets as well as scoring goals.
And talking of scoring goals, you obviously got the first. That was pretty good timing.
Yeah, just before half time, and didn't really think much of it, but it was a bit of a shank really, but luckily it went in, and it's about scoring the goal really.
Harness has the second ball, tries to play it back into the box, but doesn't really get it right, and Coventry have the opportunity to clear it long, and Lee Brown is hoping he'll see the offside flag go up, and he doesn't, and Pompey could be in trouble here if the right ball comes into the area. Real chance for Coventry, into the back of the net. The counter-attack, the sucker punch. Doesn't quite work for Pompey, but they'll have another chance to go again. Harness again down the right-hand side, chips it up to the far post. Curtis! Ronan Curtis slams the header into the back of the net. Brings it down in the air and gets away from Davo, and Curtis with a lovely back heel, and Hunstrup, Marquis and Curtis to aim for. Hunstrup into the area, Marquis! John Marquis taps home! From Downing, but not picking out anyone, but Pompey pick it up, and Evans a strong goal. Evans with the chance, Evans with the goal. Portsmouth gifted a third, and Gareth Evans more than happy to accept. Over halfway, Evans flicks it on. Oh, that looked like a hand from Davo. Referee blows his whistle. It must be a second yellow card. Surely Curtis has put the ball in the net. The whistle went long ago, and it is going to be a second yellow card, and Fankati Davo is sent off for Coventry. Our post header, who's well won at the back there from Hunstrup. Is there a foul in the penalty area? There is! Now it comes, six-step run up from Godden, scores, puts it down to McGilvery's right-hand side to clear it half away, and Downing is taken out there by Castaneer. That was a horrible challenge.
He's got to be off as well. He's booked up for the foul on Curtis.
He's got to be in trouble there, and cries of off start, and the yellow card is shown.
What is he doing? He's on a yellow card and he's slid in from 10 yards away.
And he's slowly rising to his feet. In comes the throw, Luke towards the near post, flicked on, loose, played into the back of the net, and Coventry have equalised, and this time Rose's goal is going to count.
Siamo vincolati! We've only got 9 men! We've only got 9 men!
Michael, 3 words. How would you describe that game?
3 words.
Yeah.
I don't even know. It's just a mentality the way we dug in with 9 men at the end and managed to take away a point.
At Gillingham, Steve Evans in charge there now. Is there a particular style you expect from a Steve Evans team?
They're a good side. They've got some good players, got some pace. We can set off in the same vein as on Tuesday night, but continue that throughout. But yeah, it's just one we're looking forward to, and you can't wait to get going again.
Dom, when you returned to the league side, couldn't have gone too much better for you?
No, I couldn't really. No, clean sheet, a goal and a win. Yeah, you couldn't really write it really.
And it was hard fought in terms of keeping that clean sheet, really.
Yeah, I think so. I think they pushed in the second half and obviously probably got a bit of a telling off at half time. So they came out flying and we just had to deal with that and everything they were throwing at us. I thought we dealt with it really well.
You mentioned the away support. I think 1,800 tickets sold well in advance for Oxford. So again, it's going to be another big away support.
Yeah, I think I said the other night, you know, some of the new players won't have witnessed that yet, and that's the first time they've witnessed it, and it will make them understand what it is to play for Coventry City, and away from home, the support is outstanding.
That didn't last very long. Came in from across on the right hand side and now they've scored.
Well, Mark, a bit of a sickener. How are you feeling after that one?
I'm relieved with the point because I thought we were poor. I honestly thought I thought we started off okay. We were passing okay. They're a good side. Make no mistake about it. They're a good side. They've got good players. They always do. You know, the way they play stretches you, can stretch you at times, but we were our own worst enemy, and we kept doing the same things. We just got to learn. You know, there's a lot of young players, or certainly players in our team that are naive to the game at the minute. You know, I think if we can learn from this, then it'll be a big help.
I know it's early season, but this already has a feel of quite a big game. Two unbeaten sides playing each other.
Yeah, I think they're all big games, aren't they? I think everybody looking at it, and as you say, two unbeaten teams. Blackpool are a good side, physical but with good players. They are up at the top of the table, you know, with 3 wins and 3 draws, same as us. So identical records, very similar records, and we. You know, it's a game to look forward to. It is. I think from our point of view, you know, it's been a really good start, but also, you know, the way that we play has been sort of evident throughout.
Liam, as debuts go, it was a fairly eventful game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great game. You know, at the start of the game, when in their favour, they come out the blocks firing, and you know, I don't think we were quite ready for how they set up to play. It was just quickly 2 passes and straight into our box, but you know, after the 2 goals, and then we didn't let our heads drop and showed great character to come back.
And is it going to be a tough place to go? Because obviously it's Pirelli, it's you know that very well.
Yeah, definitely. It's an hard place to go. It's a small, tight ground. It's good atmosphere there. And yeah, it is a tough place, but I'm sure we can go there and get a result, yeah.
Well, Mark, I've seen some awful 0-0 draws in the past, but that sure as hell wasn't one of them.
It was always going to be a difficult game. I said yesterday this was going to be our most difficult test this year, and that's no disrespect to anybody we've played. It's just the fact that I know that the way that they play here and the way they do things here, and it proved that way. I think second half was more like a basketball game in all fairness, and it was end to end. There was some good efforts. There was some good football played from both teams. There were a few chances, but not many. But it was there was no quarter asked or given. So I thought it was a really good advert for the league and for the 2 clubs. I thought the atmosphere was excellent, and again our support was phenomenal.
Tripped over in the box. This is going bottom left.
Wake up now, boys, for fuck's sake!
Well, Mark, you've left it late in previous games, but I think that was the latest of the late.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to be a lucky team than a good one. And we were certainly a bit more lucky than good tonight, but I'll take it. And the quality that came at the end was real quality, and that's the pleasing thing. So, the start of the game was a bit flat. We dropped ourselves in the mire again and gave them a penalty. So they convert the penalty, and then you're on the back foot. We have a couple of chances, but then so do they. So really, it could have been 3-3 at half time. Not a great deal in it. We started to get a little bit of a foothold in it in the first half, but didn't create enough. There's not enough quality, but we just looked a little bit tired, you know. So second half was started brightly, almost scored with the first attack, and then we were trying to get ourselves on top, and we were on top to a degree.
Yeah, 100%. We look after one another. We encourage each other all the time. When somebody needs a telling off, there's a telling off in the right way. But yeah, we just encourage each other all the time. We talk to each other. We're always chatting, about games, about tactics and stuff like that. But yeah, the lads are fantastic here.
And still unbeaten, obviously that's something that you're all keen to extend as long as possible.
Yeah, definitely. We want to do as well as we can. We keep working hard. We keep working hard on the training pitch. We take each game as it comes. It's going to be another tough game tomorrow against a very good team. It should be a really good game.
Brandon, from a team point of view, still unbeaten. Good start of the season. What's the buzz like around the training ground?
Yeah, the buzz is really good, to be fair. Obviously, we're doing really well at the minute. Working hard day in, day out. So yeah, we're just looking forward to the next games coming up now.
And you managed to retain that unbeaten record against Doncaster, but I guess it was a game you feel you could have won.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, looking back at the game and playing in the game and how it went, I thought we were really dominant in the game throughout. And if we just took our chances earlier and seeing the game off, yeah, we would have had the 3 points. But
and it's 2-0.
Mark, how do you sum up that?
I thought we were second best from start to finish. I think you know, start of the game was a little bit slow. You could see their intent right from minute one, the way they were trying to get after us, and the fact that we didn't play out like we can, just it's a lesson, and there's a lot of lessons to learn from this game. You need to find a way out. You need to find a way to stay confident, stay positive, because there's a lot of passes that were negative, there was a lot of mistakes made, and if you think about what they've done, we've given them the game.
And you mentioned things have gone well at St Andrews. This game you're playing against a team who are down the lower end of the table. Any concern about the sort of expectation people will expect you to turn up and win?
No, that's part of like some say the pressures of being at the top end of the table are just as much as people that are fighting for their lives down the bottom, but obviously it's a completely different pressure. It's a pressure that you need to enjoy and soak up. But yeah, it's a nice pressure to have, and I'm sure us lads will relish that pressure this weekend, especially after last weekend. We're all going to be right at it, because the important thing in these leagues, like I say to the lads, is all right if you lose a game, but it's quite important not to lose 2 in a row, just as much as it's really important that if you pick back-to-back wins up, then you can find yourself right up the top end of the table.
Well, Mark, I guess victim of a smash and grab today.
If you, yeah, it's really frustrating, because when you create the chances and you have the possession we have and control the game like we did, you're expected to win, and the chances we had were clear cut. What I don't want to happen is that people start to there's a blame game, or people start looking and thinking they can't score, or the way that we're playing isn't now the right way to play, because it is. We're not coming away from it. Football's cruel at times. I think when you don't take your chances, you're always at the risk of being on the end of a result like that. And whilst it is
yeah, it is a smash and grab, then keep your heads, keep playing. And you know, when we've been really positive, and we've done that in the past, and we've got late goals because we kept playing. One or two went away from that, and then we started to go a bit longer and playing into their hands. And once we'd got to grips with it, I thought we were really good, and kept them. That their chances were a minimum, really. I think that they like to have possession of the football, and we knew that they'd probably have a little bit more than some teams that have come here, and that was the case. But you know, ultimately we defended really well, and the changes we made were good, and the players that have come in have helped us sort of not only get a foothold in the game, but turn the tide. Managed to get chances and get the equaliser, and I was delighted. I mean, Sam McCallum's first one's in, but obviously they'd blocked it 3 times, turned the back on it, it's dropped down, and then Bakayoko was alive to that one and turned it in. It was a great finish. And our first goal for a few games, and that's one of the things that's contributed to maybe a little bit of anxiety, maybe.
Mark, I guess being away to the team that's top of the league, you don't get a bigger challenge than that. Is it one you're excited about?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's been a good week so far. I think the result on, in fairness, the last 2 results now have been decent, because we've picked up the 4 points from the 2 games, and going into this game now is, you know, it's a really good game, and it's a really good game for both teams. I think that obviously they've got themselves to the top of the division, and I think that's going to change, you know, plenty over the remainder of the season. But they've got themselves into a position where they're at the top, and they'll be wanting to try and hammer that home.
Goal by Max Yarman. What a goal by Max Yarman.
Max, you must have thought that was the fairy tale return to the side.
Yeah, very happy for the goal because this is my first game with the first starting with the first team. So I'm happy, but at the end I'm very disappointed about the result because we should win this game and I should score more goals. But yeah, for my first game I'm very happy. And this is a very good team. So at the end, yeah, we have to be happy and. I think the gaffer just told us that we have to be happy about the result.
Yeah, the manager was saying that it's a disappointed dressing room, but you know you've come to the league leaders and you've got a point.
Yeah, because they were on top of the league, so I think that's a good point away, and we have to take this. And but now we have to be focused for the next game, and it will be a very good game for the team, and we are very focused, and we can see. We had a lot of personality at the moment in the team, so that's why everything is going well at the moment. So yeah.
Mark, so close from that first away win, but what a performance!
So close, yeah, so far away. Yeah, the game's done, isn't it? You know, it's done, and we have to learn lessons, and harsh lessons, because in this against these as well, because they're a good side. You know, the top end. You know, they were top of the division for a reason, and that reason is that they're a decent side, and at the top end they score goals, you know, generally at will. So we knew we were going to have to score, but really in the first half I thought we controlled it really well, made them make a change to the shape personnel, and we got a really good goal, good finish, and then we had chances to go and seal it. I mean, there's a goal disallowed, but I still haven't got a clue why. They said it was handball, but certainly wasn't Bakayoko that handballed it. I think it was palmed into the net by one of their players, and if he doesn't give that, then surely it's a penalty. I just didn't get it.
No, we just need to take every game as it comes, but I think we do need to do better against teams at the lower end of the table. I don't know if it's because they'll sit in and make it hard for us and kind of just dog it out. So it's a responsibility for us to go in and get that 3 points, because, like I said before, we're a club that when we play Acton at home, we need to beat them. Mark, has that left you frustrated?
I thought we controlled the game start to finish, other than the usual shenanigans, you know, and then some unusual shenanigans as well. I felt that we should have been awarded a penalty, you know, in the lad's hand. I thought we should have done. I've been told that Max is a sending off, although I asked Max and he says he may have caught him. He thinks he did, but certainly don't think was intentional. If he's caught him, he's caught him. I'll need to see it back. But Max is genuinely really honest. So if he's done that, then it's not something that he's meant to do. He's not meant to go and smash him. He's fallen to the ground. Referee sent him off, and then we were up against it with 10 men, but saw the game out. So the positives are a clean sheet. We've not gone and lost the game. We've not gone and shot ourselves in the foot. They've had 4 efforts, or 4 shots or headers or whatever it was. I don't think any on target.
Rochdale, what do you know about them? They're a tough opposition, I know that. Obviously, you know, playing at Oldham, that was our derby, and you know they're always a tough team. You've got Henderson up front, who's getting old, but he keeps scoring goals, and you know he's going to be a massive threat. And we know they're going to be competitive because they've put in good performances this year, and you know they'll be looking to come here and get a result against us. So we're going to have to be on top of our game, and we're going to have to perform well to get anything out of it.
Well, Liam, you must be pretty happy with life right now.
Yeah, you know, I'm over the moon. You know, first things first, you know, we got the win, coming from 1-0 down, and it was an important win today. You know, we've gone up to third, and just shows how good of a team we are. You know, we're challenging for that promotion, not just the playoffs, just to get automatic promotion, and you know, we're just over the moon, yeah.
I had a quick look on social media before you came down. What a player, what a goal. Oh my God, what have we just witnessed? What did we witness with that goal?
No, you know, it's always good to hear that stuff, you know, people noticing how good you're doing, and it was literally, I couldn't really tell you what was going through my mind. It was literally just head down and just keep running, and as soon as I got towards the edge of the box, just get my shot off, and thankfully I scored. So.
And do what we do. You know, we know we're going to come up against some threats. I mean, McGeady's a top player. But I think that, you know, if we play the way we know we can do, we could, you know, I'm saying there's a 5-4, because I think that was they come once every now and again, but, you know, to go up with the same sort of mentality and then see where that takes us, but just go and be us, and keep being us, keep playing the way we do, and try and earn the right, because we have to earn the right.
Let's all sing together. Let us Scotland always sing together. We will never let Tottenham or Chelsea united or anyone. And shout to victory from Boytel again.
Mark, I guess it feels like, well, it is 2 points dropped.
When you look at it from the fact that we were a goal up right deep into the game. Look, game should have been over. We've had chances to win it, not taking them. That's our story at the minute. But to come to Sunderland and play the way we have in the first half was good. We started to build momentum, started to build pressure. Got our goal from a set play, which was it's been a long time coming, in fairness. But you know, you can see that there are again elements in the game where we look outstanding, and then some that we're just not ready. We're just not there yet. And the conversation we've just had is based around communication, dealing with things, and the difficulty with it is that you've got very inexperienced players playing in a side alongside more experienced players, but the experienced ones have got to take control of the situation, and we didn't do that.
Well, Dom, I guess you probably thought you'd scored the winner today.
Yeah, I did for a bit, to be fair. You know, I thought we dug in well, especially second half, and yeah, I thought it would have been enough, but yeah, not today, not to be.
How much of a kick in the teeth was it?
Yeah, it was, to be fair. Yeah, I think it just shows how far we've come, that we're sort of disappointed, you know, to come away with a draw from this place. So yeah, I thought we dominated the first half and kept them at bay most of the second half. But yeah, they got one at the end, which we're all disappointed. But you know, a point's better than nothing.
Because that first half, you really did create a number of chances.
Yeah, I thought we did. Yeah, yeah, we could have had 2 or 3. But yeah, we did get a goal, you know. So we were 1-0 up at half time, and we were just told just to do it. Keep being positive, keep attacking, you know, the chances will come. But yeah, I thought we weathered the storm for the most of the second half, but yeah, they got in at the end and yeah, got themselves a draw.
They're a good team. Shrewsbury are a decent side. You know, they've picked up some good results at home and away from home, and they're a resolute team, but got good players and good experience. So, you know, it's not a given. There's no games are easy, and you know, this is another one where we're going to have to be good and put a performance in to get anything from the game. But we know that.
Kyle, your manager says he's disappointed. I guess it's a word you'd use as well.
Yeah, we are disappointed. We didn't really perform to what we can do. We stopped playing out front back, and I think we just fell into their trap really. And obviously we can't blame the referee because we knew how bad we were anyway. But we still got to switch on after it, and like losing, it's not nice, and we're not used to it at the minute. And I don't know, it's just frustrating. We need to pick ourselves back up and get ready for next week now.
Just a case of being out-muscled, bullied a bit?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, but we know what we've been told all week what they're going to bring, and they're quite a solid team, and like I said, they're big and physical, but I just think we just didn't play his own game really.
And have made a good start to this campaign, and obviously the change in management means that there's a change in sort of not necessarily the ethos, because you know Michael Appleton is an experienced manager now. He's held a few positions and again had a promotion with Oxford and done pretty well, and he's gone in there and again he's trying to stamp his authority, and it just takes a little bit of time.
Well, Mark, as dominant the first half as there has been all season, and that kind of set you up for the win.
I thought we were brilliant, really good. I think they had about a 10-minute spell in the second half that I wasn't too happy with, but we saw it through, and I think that's probably as a consequence of not scoring enough. We don't score enough, but what we do is we're really brave, and some of the passing movements and some of the efforts it was outstanding. Really, really good. So I'm delighted with it, and it's bravery that you're showing again. And from now to the end of the season, I just want him to go and play and play without any fear whatsoever. I think there's still signs of fear because of the consequence of the late goals we conceded away from home, primarily. But and we scored late ones at home. But a clean sheet was really needed. The 3 points was even more needed. And clearly we haven't got a game on Boxing Day, and the next game's at Wickham. So. Really important, and I'm delighted with the result.
Well, Matty, that must have been an enjoyable afternoon for you.
Yeah, nice to obviously get the 3 points and a hat trick in a decent team performance at a very tough place to come against, obviously top of the league, and it's difficult when you come here, especially the way they play, and but I thought the boys stamped our authority on the game early doors and tried to get on the ball as best we could, and we scored 3 nice goals in the first half, and obviously topped off with a good team goal in the second half.
Yeah, I was going to say the third one for you was probably your favourite, because it was the hat trick, but it was such a lovely move.
Yeah, the third, like you said, the hat trick goal was. It starts with Marco at the back and works through, and 2 minutes before that, I said to Shippers, I said, hey, if you're going through one-on-one, mate, square it for us. And then after the goal, I said, I didn't mean to flick it back through your legs on the volley, mate, so I had to half volley it. So we had a bit of a laugh about that, but yeah, no, it was a top team goal.
Well, Mark, you've threatened to do that this season, and you've finally done it away from home.
It was a good time to do it, a good game to do it. I thought the following was outstanding. It was like a home game when we came out for the first half, and we settled into a rhythm pretty quickly. The goal that came was a great goal from Sam. Only disappointment really from the game was that we conceded a poor goal, but bounced back quickly again, and Sam involved heavily. Penalty took that away well with Gutters, and then the second goal with the movement was good, the rotation was good from Shipley and from Matty Godden, and in fairness his runs were great all day, Matty. But then again, so was Shippers, so was Zane Westbrook, and there was some really good football played. But the fourth goal was unbelievable. Great football, great flick inside, great touch, great finish with his left foot, and it flowed really well. And he was just saying there, you know, he deserves that, Matty. He's waited quite a while for his goals, and he thoroughly deserves that.
dog day?
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice. I think we started off brilliantly. Got 2 goals up. Gave away a rubbish goal. Didn't adjust properly. Didn't get in quickly. And they ran off the back and got in and scored with really what was the first real attempt. I think first attempt on target anyway. And then you go in, continue to play. They try and put pressure on and gets the crowd up. You know, the pitch is awful. Managed that pretty well throughout the afternoon. And then we were saying at half time, really, the next goal's really important, which it always is. They nearly got it because we gave away a stupid penalty again. And unfortunately for us, they didn't hit the target and missed it, and then that just gave us the game.
Carl, is this a fixture you particularly look forward to, playing against your former club?
Yeah, I looked at it first when it come out first, like start of the season, and obviously I didn't play the first game, but hopefully I'll be playing tomorrow if selected. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Got some mates still there, so yeah, it'll be interesting.
And they seem to be just beginning to turn things around a little bit, don't they?
Yeah, they've got some good players. They've got a big squad, and yeah, they've picked up. They're in good form lately. So are we. So it'll be a good game, yeah.
Yeah, as you say, Coventry in good form. How much have you taken as a team from those 3 away games?
I think obviously getting the first win away from home in the league were massive, but we've been playing well away from home and we've been unlucky. But yeah, now we've won 2 in a row and we want to build on that.
Sam, a draw, fair result, or a little bit gutted given that you'd had the lead so early on?
I think we just came off the gas from last week. The gaffer said after the game, like, if you don't lose a game, if you don't win a game, don't lose it. So I think it was a fair result, but hopefully better next week.
Don't know whether you knew how quickly, but it was certainly within the first minute that you gave Coventry the lead. Just talk us through the goal.
Yeah, it was actually the gaffer that told me to tuck in. He wanted my position more narrow, and I think it was in on Britain, and obviously I've gone in on him. And the ball's come over his head, so I just thought if it comes over his head, I'm touching and shooting. I literally from that point I thought I'm shooting.
There's been a lot of buzz inevitably about the FA Cup tie. Are you having to keep your players focused on the game ahead rather than look ahead to that one?
No, listen, tomorrow's game's a big game. They're a good side, Doncaster. Haven't conceded many goals, conceded fewer than us. So played less games, I think. So it's interesting the split in the games. I think we played 15 at home, 9 away. So there's a big split. So they've got plenty more away games to come. I think I'm right in saying that. I've been doing quite a bit of analysis, but there's tomorrow's game is a huge game.
Well, Marco, how was that on your return to the keep, mate?
Yeah, I thought we played really well at the back. The lads at the back were incredible today. You know, they were winning all the challenges, winning all the headers. Really strong, aggressive, which is what we need. So I mean, it's a fantastic 3 points for us. Coming to Doncaster, you know, they're a really good team. So I mean, to come out with 3 points and a clean sheet, it's a great result for us.
Yeah, you mentioned that back three. Certainly, you yourself didn't have too much to do in that first half, did you?
No, I don't think I had a save to make first half. You know, they came out as a little bit more second half, but like I said, the back three just dealt with everything that came their way. I mean, massive credit to them 3 at the back because they protected me. They won everything, so I didn't have to do much. You know, there was a couple of shots, but you know, you expect me to make those kind of saves. So we as a team, we're really happy.
manager said it wasn't the greatest match. What was it like to play it?
Yeah, well, as you can tell, the weather conditions, weren't the best, but we've got an adapt to that, and this is a very hard place to come. And I think our motto really at the end of the game is if you can't win, then don't lose. So we'll look back at it, and it's a good point on the road.
And how tricky is it? Because obviously you play with against the wind in the first half, and then it's with it in the second half. You've just got to adjust your game.
Yeah, well, like you said, the two halves are completely different. First half it's hard to play, but with the weather it was very difficult for us. And second half we had a few chances, and I think a few decisions that went their way helped them out a lot. We should have had a couple of penalties, free kicks that didn't go our way, but like I said, it's a point on the road, so we'll take that.
The one that really got your manager jumping up and down was the one on Callum Ahead, pretty much in stoppage time.
Yeah, well, to me that's a clear penalty. He went right through the back of him, so I don't really know what the referee's seen there, but it's been and gone, so that's not really my decision.
What are your thoughts on that match, and how would it compare with the FA Cup ties you played against them?
Well, we're not comparing now. He's brought in a lot of players. There's five players in. They're looking to do some more business, so things change for them as well. So look, it's another away game. So it's the next away game's 3 on the bounce, I think. And we've just got to make sure that we do the same things and just get ready to go down there, knowing and expecting a tough game, but knowing that we can go and play and just enjoy it. And the message for everybody is just to go and enjoy the rest of the season, see where it takes us, and keep playing the football they're playing and keep being brave, because they're good enough.
Stick together out there today. First 20 minutes wasn't really, started off slow, and then obviously not the greatest of goals to give away, and then we got back in it with my goal, and then we started playing our football a bit more, and then we got the second goal just before half time, which got us into the second half, and then just got us through for the rest of the game then.
Why do you think it was so hard? Because it was about half an hour before you really found your rhythm. Was it the conditions? Was it the team you were up against?
Probably a bit of both. The first half an hour, it was windy. Every time we'd come get a ball, it'd bounce up and then it'd come away from us and stuff. And then it was in our faces, to be fair, first 20 minutes. And then after the goal, they kind of eased off, I think. We played through the press okay. We could have done a lot better, but we got the win, which is all that matters.
I got good people in front of me and good people behind me, so when I can't get back in, I've got people to cover me and look after the job I do. And then when I can't get forward, there's people who are scoring goals, getting assists more than me anyway. So it's a team effort. Even though I'm doing a load of running, everyone's doing the running, and they're doing my running, I'm doing their running, so it all balances out.
And you mentioned you were underdogs against Birmingham. It was a free hit. Won't be the same against Bolton. People will see you as favourites, whether rightly or not. So is that a different mindset?
No, definitely not. Whether we're underdogs or we're the favourites, it's still the same job to be done and the same mentality. And we go out on that pitch to win a game of football, and if we don't win that game of football, then our goal and our target is hurt. So we have to make sure we go and do it the same way that we've gone out at Birmingham.
Amadou, you got 3 points, but it wasn't pretty today.
No, we can't always win in a pretty way. We didn't really get going too tough. We started off really well, to be honest, and then slacked off a little bit. But you know, we got the belief, we got a good team spirit, and you know that's what we needed today, kind of, because we can't always try and play pretty. But I thought we done really well at the end to get the win.
Yeah, starts go, scoring after 3 minutes, it's pretty good.
Yeah, you would have thought, you know, straight after a goal, especially early on, that we'd kick on straight away and get going. But it didn't happen that way, and it didn't cause us problems. I think we was just not at it as we usually are. But again, this sometimes get a scrappy game, and we've shown that we can kind of deal with it in them kind of ways as well. So I think we should be really proud of the team.
Definitely, like, it's one of the biggest games of the season, if not the biggest game of the season. There's like no way I was not going to play tonight, no matter what. So just strapped me up and went out there.
Didn't go for too many headers though tonight.
Tried as best as possible to stay away from the headers.
But in terms of today, I mean, it was a tough match, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think like the way they played, they made it quite nasty for us. It was hard for us to play our usual stuff. So credit to them, but I thought we still dominated and definitely deserved a win, and it's a massive win.
You know, they've got a lot of injuries, they've got a lot of players out. You know, they're down at the bottom of the league where they don't want to be, but they've got some good players. You know, there's some young players in there. They're giving chances to the younger players who've come through their academy system and taking the opportunity to do that. A lot of the experienced players have left and moved on. But there's still good experience there, still some good players. So tough game, but you know we hope to make it tough for them.
Yeah, 3 central defenders working together seems to be working well.
Working well, yeah. Yeah, I think we've got quite a good record as we're all playing together at the moment. So long may that continue now, as long as we're all fit and well and playing well. And I think we're working quite well together at the moment.
How different is it for you when you're on the side of the 3 and you've got the wing backs going forward? How different of a challenge is that to when you're playing 2 centre halves?
Yeah, it is a bit of a different role. You know, you've got to sacrifice a bit. You've got to push out a bit wider than you normally would, and just generally just keep it a bit tighter when you haven't got the ball. You know, so it's good to have that sort of extra defensive cover. You know, you've got 2 extra centre halves with you. You know, so also defensive minded. It's just a little bit of a change of shape in that, but I think we've all adapted quite well.
Must be delighted with the 3 points today.
Yeah, I think it wasn't a very easy game because if you see the weather wasn't very good, and by the end we won. I think it's very important for us to win this kind of game against teams in the bottom of the league. I think it's probably the most important games, but we won, so we are happy. 3 points, we go back home now.
Because the fans, they look at it, they see Southend down near the bottom, but do you as players sort of treat them with the respect?
Yeah, exactly, because this kind of game, I think they are probably harder than the normal, the teams on top of the league, because they try. This is not a. They don't play like a very good football, so it's probably harder for us to try to read them.
Cracking result.
Brilliant result. Yeah, not great conditions, was it? But brilliant, well supported, and got the job done.
I mean, you certainly. It was an open first half, goalless. Their chances seem to come from you giving them chances, really.
Not many of them, though.
No,
you know, not really.
Didn't test Morosi.
Not really, no. And we'd hit the post 3 times, the bar and post, and we're just knocking on the door. The tempo wasn't there. We needed to up the tempo, but also just try and carry on probing. And second half we came out and we were a little bit. They got on top a little bit in the sort of some of the exchanges in the early part of the second half, and then obviously changes. They're making a difference, and you know, coming on and killing the game off. So yeah, I'm delighted with the 3 points.
And Rochdale beat them at St Andrews, but there wasn't much in it between the two teams.
Yeah, it was a tough game actually. Yeah, I think we had quite a few missing that day. I think as well with Kells and Fads. So, but yeah, they're a good team with good players. You know, like Henderson's always scoring 15, 20 goals a season. You know, he'll be a handful. So we just got to defend him. You know, and keep it tight and see what they're good at, see what they're not so good at, and try and get the points.
Yeah, when you come up against a striker who's got a reputation like that, do you sort of try and find out his strengths and weaknesses?
A little bit, yeah. Every little thing to sort of get you the upper hand, and that, you know, we have a good analysis team in that here. So yeah, we'll look at that today and try and see how we can sort of exploit their weaknesses and keep their strengths at bay. You know, so that's all part of the game plan.
Yeah, no, that's the most important thing. Obviously, 5 wins keeps us on track to where we want to be. Obviously, not the best performance from us, considering the way that we can play. And we all know that we can be a lot better. But this time of the season, it's all about the 3 points, and we've come here today and grind it out in the end. But we walk away with the 3 points. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, being at all the matches and listening to the manager afterwards and stuff, in recent weeks he's said that it wasn't the best performance, but as you say, you're grinding out those results.
Yeah, and that's the important thing this time of the year. It's important that if we don't play well, then it's important to pick up points on the road, especially on the road. And we've done that today, 3 points away at a very difficult place to come under difficult circumstances with the pitch and the conditions again. But so that's 2 weeks in a row now with the conditions really not good, but 2 away wins. So yeah.
But Mark, boys keep getting the job done.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a great performance. I thought conditions were tough, and the pitch was, even though they've had this cover on it for a week, you could see that the water table's quite high, and the level of the water's high underneath it because the ground moves underneath. So it was tough. I thought we handled that pretty well in the first half and got ourselves in front, got noses in front deservedly from a set play, which was a great ball in and a good header. The first thing we did was win a second ball, which we hadn't done up until that point. We got on the front foot, went Fanky down the right hand side and Sam down the left hand side. I thought we were. Sometimes they take you literally in what you talk to them about, but that's the youth. And lo and behold, get on the front foot, get down the sides of them with some really good football. Frankie puts a great ball in. I thought he was outstanding in the second half. And Matty scores, brilliant header. And then the game started to turn. I think that the injury, hopefully Barley's is okay. Looked like a nasty injury, but things that sort of stopped any momentum for a little while. Things sort of started to turn. We weren't fluid, but they, make it very difficult for you because of the way they press. We try to take the press out of it. That's why I went with 2 strikers up front, but not to go long, to try and play your way through.
They're a team that's picked up a lot of form. They've looked really strong in recent weeks, but as I say, we're unlucky not to get the win against them the first time round, conceding a late equaliser. But as I say, I think when we play our game and we play to our strengths, I think we're confident we can take a result from any game, and it's going to be no different this Sunday.
And do you think as a team you've got better at dealing with sort of strong teams? Because there has been a perception perhaps last season and maybe parts of this season that you could be bullied a little bit. Do you think you got better at dealing with that? Yeah, no, definitely. I think full credit to throughout the whole team, but especially the back three who are incredibly strong players and good in the air, but they're good at the ball at their feet as well. So they've been a big component of us battling that element. But I think since the turn of the year, the points we've picked up away from home, and we've not conceded as many late goals as what we did early on in the season. That's been a massive part to the recent real form of us.
Brilliant start, and one we needed against a strong, powerful team that are full of confidence. They're on a brilliant run. I think it's to keep a clean sheet, to score a goal of that quality as well. Great ball from Jamie Allen into Matty Godden. He's adjusted his feet brilliantly and finished it in style. And he's capable of doing that. And then we had to defend for periods. They got a foothold. We created bits, nothing really in the game. It was a tough, hard-fought game, as we knew it would be. They've gone long, and they've gone into Wyke, and then they had Lafferty to come on. And we've dealt with everything. The 3 centre-halves and the goalkeeper were magnificent. Sam and Fanky have put an unbelievable shift in because of the amount of yardage they've had to cover. I think that it is a tough league, and I think there is really not much between any of the teams, and it's very difficult. You saw last week when we played against Sunderland, there was the one goal that was scored in the second minute, and that was the deciding goal in the end, and thankfully we got it and kept them at bay, and they had a goal disallowed, and on the back of an offside decision, which was correct. But the small margins really, and it won't be any different from now until the end of the season. But like I said, don't focus on anybody else, just focus on ourselves.
Yeah, talking about Ipswich again, they have been losing by small margins and perhaps playing a bit better than results suggest.
Ipswich are a good team. and a lot of experience, and Paul Lambert is a good manager that's had success in the past, no doubt. He's he'll be wanting their players to have a right go from now to the end of the season, and that's what they do. In fairness to Ipswich, that's what he's done. He's got them fighting and scrapping, and that's one of their characteristics.
City!